everyone, Trace here. Today I am continuing with the Emboss Like a Boss Design Team Challenge, and this one here is going to be a double embossing. So I'm using an embossing folder and a die to create this really pretty effect here. And you can kind of see a little bit of shimmer. I have a little bit of a gel pen here. And if I can get it right, you can see a little bit of Wink of Stella right there, and the star. You can see it just a little. It's really hard to see on camera, but it is so pretty in real life. And so, isn't this just fun? So let me show you exactly what you're going to need for this card. I use some VersaFine ink. You're going to need a white card base. This is 110 cardstock, and I also have it popped up a little here with some fun foam, and this is sticky back fun foam, and that's in black. And my card base is in black cardstock, already cut 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 and scored. And the stamp set, the May Made It stamp set, Still He Came. And I'm using the nativity scene here, and of course the elements there. And you're going to need some chipboard. This is a fairly thin chipboard. I ended up using 3 of these stacked on top of each other, but if you have thicker chipboard that would work better. But so this is what I had, so I did have to use 3 of these. And some dies. I liked this shape here. This is a die set from Spellbinders, and I used this shape right here, the second one in. And so you can use any shape that you have, would work just fine. But I really liked how this resembles an ornament. So I'm going to use this one here. And also I purchased this here for my Big Shot. This is the Emboss and Transfer set, and it really made such a difference. I got that at Hobby Lobby, and it's $12.99, but of course I used my 40% off coupon online, so it was around $8 or so. So it's definitely something to have in your stash that is really beneficial. And that has the silicone mat and another hard mat there, and that's what comes with that package. And also for the card, for the sentiment, I used the We Believe, and that is from the stamp set Insta-Wreath here. And so I just like that shape right there. And I also used my Misty for stamping, just to make sure it really did a nice clean, clear stamping. So let me clear this up and get my Big Shot and show you how that is done. So the first thing you need to do is make your chipboard template, if you will. And so to do that, I've got my Big Shot on tab 2, just like you would normally cut, and I have a cutting pad here and a piece of chipboard. This is cut the exact same size as my card front, so that is 4 by 5 1/4, because I want to make sure it fits in that card front. So all I did was cut this with the cutting side down, just like that. So your first piece of chipboard will cut nicely, but the second one will kind of leave an impression and not quite cut all the way through. But that's kind of what you want it to do, because you can eliminate the first one and go back and place this in the grooves of the second one and recut it. So I went ahead and cut 2 of them, but they didn't quite work the way I wanted it to, so I needed 3 of them. So what I did was cut it normally with another pad here, run that through, And so it cut that one. And like I said, I needed 3 because my chipboard was so thin. But you may need just 2 depending on the thickness. So I took the 3 and I put them together and I just kind of taped them, making sure they were nice and even. So this will be my template. And also the other part of it that you cut out will be needed. I again taped all 3 of those together, and this will be needed in just a second. So the first part of the embossing, you will need it on tab 1. So go ahead and open that up to tab 1. And you're going to first layer down your mat here. That's the silicone mat, the flexible one. Then you're going to take your cardstock and you're going to put it inside your embossing folder. And this is the Doris Crackle embossing folder. So you're going to put that there and lay that down. Then you're going to take your template that you created out of the chipboard. You're going to lay that perfectly aligned with your cardstock. Then you're going to place the hard shell mat here on top and then run that through. And I usually go back with it also. So now you'll see what that created. So we'll eliminate that. We'll take off the template. And here is the folder. And it doesn't look like much now, but then when you open it up, it has a blank space right in the center where it didn't do the embossing, which is really cool. So go ahead and take that out. So that will be the first step of the embossing. Next, we want to impress the actual die cut right around the edge. For the second part of the embossing, you're going to need to take your tab 1 and close it down. So now it's both of those tabs together. Then you are going to put down the silicone mat and your first embossed card front, and then the die that you used originally. With the cutting blade, you want that down, and you're going to fit it right in the area that is flat. So just along there. That looks good. Then you're going to take the other part, the one that you cut out, and they are all 3 of those together. And you're going to lay that right on top of the die, fitting that into the area. Then along, the next thing is your hard shell mat that came with that. So you're going to lay that down. Then you're going to run it through. Okay, then remove that. And your template. And remove the die. And you can see that it is doubly embossed with the image in the middle. Isn't that really cool? I just love this technique. So next I'll show you how I just embellished it and put the card all together. Now of course this template that you created out of chipboard, both these pieces can be used over and over again, so definitely don't throw those out. So next I just put my card front in my MISTI, and I'm going to stamp down the image that I wanted, and I'm going to use the VersaFine ink. So I'm just going to let that dry, and then I will just cut off that there. And I will also insert a small piece of white cardstock in the inside so the recipient can write on it. But the fun foam really gives it a lot of dimension, and it's black, so it just camouflages right into the card base. So it's really, really pretty. So I'll just cut that off. So that finishes off this card, this double embossed, really pretty nativity card. And I hope you really give this a try. This technique is really fun and so many possibilities. So I will be having one more Emboss Like a Boss video, which will be next week. And then we'll be doing another challenge next month. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.